My cabbages! Low, low, man. Ah, my cabbages!
What is up, everybody? It's your boy, Legal Mindset, Hotel Mindset, because we're traveling. But I decided to definitely come at you today with some quick news. We got some updates on the Ramzi Khalid Ismail case, as well as some news about Japanese streamers, Japanese IOL streamers that are absolutely getting in trouble because of Johnny Somali. But anyways, before we start any of that, Happy New Year. Good to see everybody here. Good to see you. Happy New Year. Starting out strong. Also here in Thailand. I'm in Thailand right now. I'll be in Korea in 5 days. Back in Korea in 5 days. But thank you, Sitsatar Lucha. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Thank you. Or should I say, Kopkun Karap, right? As I'm over here in Thailand right now. Angel LR. So starting the year off for a future farmer. Yeah. It's going to be great. March. Look forward to March. I'll be there. Johnny will be there. Oh, and he's still in Korea. We'll get to that in a second. Also, hitting with 10 legal mindset memberships. Hell yeah. Starting the year strong. First memberships of the year. Mwah. And you know Johnny is still counting all of them.
Yes.
All right. Thank you.
Yes.
First of the year. Thank you so much for that. Starting off strong. The 7th ELO sin for 275 cases. The Legal Cabbage Game. What's up? Asian Dragon 456 happy holidays and happy New Year, Andrew. Thank you for everything to Stop Nuisance Streamer, including Johnny Somali, aka Ramzi Khalid Ismail. Yes, and we're going to talk about it today. We're also going to talk about Ice Poseidon, a gentleman who created quite a stir in Thailand. He's lucky he didn't see jail time in Thailand, real jail time in Thailand. But he's now in Japan again. He's been in Japan before causing issues. And he's getting hit on the first day. So day one of his shenanigans in Japan, and they get pressed by police. They get, detained, which is different than arrested, right? But it's a big deal. That is absolutely a big deal because people are paying attention now to these streamers, and police, most importantly, police are paying attention and taking action. But what's even more based, holy smokes, 50 legal mindset memberships. What?
Emotional damage.
Thank you so much, Tank Rat. Very base. Guys, if you receive one of those memberships, say thank you to Tank Rat for starting the new year strong. Thank you, my brother. Appreciate you deeply. Great supporter of the channel for a long time over many topics, whether it's VTubers, IRL streamers, whatever. He's been hanging with me for a long time. Thank you, Tank Rat. Appreciate you, brother. Keep on keeping on over there. You're still in the Middle East, right? You're still over there in that region. Keep on keeping on. That's all I'm going to say. But thank you so much. Appreciate that 50. And then King Lugia dropping a 10. Guys, he's making the new year really good. Thank you.
Yes.
So before we get into it, I'll give you a little bit about me. I know I have been gone, and I'm sorry. I did promise to get you guys some streams, but full disclosure, I think I told you guys this. My brother has been here visiting me. Also, I've been traveling. I have some friends visiting me. I have some friends friends coming from other countries to visit me. So I have been very, very, very busy. I was down in, I've been entertaining my friends who were come down to Bangkok. Then we've been to Phuket. We went snorkeling, scuba diving, stuff like that. Went to Maya Beach, which is where they filmed the Leonardo DiCaprio movie, The Beach, if you guys have ever been there. PP Islands, right? Very beautiful. And I've been just taking some time off, relaxing, enjoying. But of course, that's not streaming. So I do appreciate you guys being patient. Obviously, the courts are shut down in most places over the holidays, especially over the New Year holiday. It's a public holiday in Korea, Thailand as well. So now we're getting back in the groove of things. Things are happening. Things are moving. Things are getting processed. So we're doing good. We're doing good. But yeah, I'm going to be back in Korea in 5 days. I'll be there for probably a week or so. Then I've got to come back here for business. I've got to get my work permit updated because I've got a business here. I do things here. You got to get certain stuff updated every single year, and I can legally work here. So I've got to get my paperwork done here, and then I'll be back in Korea, and I'll probably stick around just until the trial. So that's gonna be real fun. Once again, the trial is March 7th, and is still going on at the Western District Courthouse in Seoul. Now here's the thing. We may before then get an announcement that the date of that trial has been, it may be moved again, it may be pushed back again, and also there may be other charges added to it. And if there are, and they're from other districts, they may consolidate it and they may move it to the Central District, they may move it to the Eastern District, they may move it somewhere else. So it is possible. I want to say that's the current date, March 7th. If it gets changed, I will update you guys, obviously. The only place on the entire internet, the only person, the only streamer that is giving live updates as the case details is literally me, because I'm the one who's got instant access to the files. Nobody else does. And nobody else knows how to do it because, well, they don't know the Korean system. So we're paying really close attention. Now we have a big update today because we apparently have, according to a source, we have a charge that has been moved from the stage of the police. Apparently it's been referred to the prosecutor. Now we'll see if the prosecutors decide to bring it to trial or decide to actually press an official charge. He has not been officially charged yet, but the fact the crime is moving forward is a big deal for Johnny Somali, aka Ramzi Khalid Ismail. So that is really, really, really good news. And it's one that I've talked about. All right, JP Ravenfire for 5. Thank you so much. From the mod. Big love for all the mods. Also, shout out to Danielle. She's getting worried about me. I don't stream in a week, and she thinks I've been, Shanghaied or something. But no. Now, I have some friends visiting from Shanghai, but I haven't been Shanghaied. That said, thank you so much for that. Appreciate that, JP. JP says, dang, YouTube had to refresh because the stream didn't update properly when we started. I know, it's weird, right? Fellas who said anime stream when soon. I'm going to do a members-only anime stream. On my flights, I just finished watching Vinland Saga. So I really enjoyed that one. I finished season 2. And I was a little bit, when I started that series, I thought it was going to be one thing and it ended up being another. But actually, I'm pleasantly surprised. I think it's a good thing. But anime stream separate. Weeb stream separate. That's going to be a separate stream. But shout out to all my weebs out there. I know it's a lot of people. I like anime. I like manga. I like manhwa. I also listen to a lot of manhwa recaps, Korean manhwa that are recapped and kind of played out. So yeah, that's my weeb side. I mean, I live here for a reason, guys. Come on. All right. But anyways, thank you guys for being patient. Appreciate that little bit yapping in the beginning here to get you guys updated on what I'm doing. My pace coming now will be a little bit more picked up. I'll probably try to do at least a stream every other day. It's my intention. And there might be some 2-a-days. I am a little bit behind. I had a VTuber topic I wanted to cover. I didn't get to it because of my schedule. It was really tight with flights and everything and going everywhere. So I'm going to try to get that topic in the next week, cover that in the next week, as well as there's one more Somali stream, but I want to make it a standalone stream because I need to edit some Discord messages and some other messages tactfully. So there's going to be a really big Somali stream that's going to be put together, but I've got to do some editing. So that'll probably come on the 8th of January or my time, maybe the evening of the 7th or 8th. So that's like 3 days from now, 4 days from now. That'll be that before I go to Korea. All right, cool. Let's see. Did you check the Fauna stream this morning? I did not have a chance. I just woke up. Just woke up. Just woke up. Let's see. Oh, and Shayna. Okay, so Shayna, all it says, how much have you milked Ramsey Khalid Ishmael for content? Not enough. And I can milk. Oh, not enough. And since every day is a new update, you can cover what you want. I haven't been keeping up with Ramsey because it does interest me. Have fun. Yeah, a lot of people, listen, if you're not interested, Shayna, there's a lot of different topics I cover. You can tune into another one. I cover so many topics. I cover Disney. I cover VTubers. I cover everything. And when I cover a topic, I do a deep dive on it. I don't just do surface level. And some people, they enjoy deep dives. Some people want surface level news. They want to go ahead and just pick up, they want the little surface level. You can choose what you want. If you want people just reading articles or reacting to stuff, that's fine. But the only person who's doing a deep dive on Somali and getting sources from Korea, from everywhere else, is me. And we're going to track this from beginning to end. I'm not stopping. So if you don't like it, that's fine. You don't have to watch it. I don't force anybody to watch. But we're going deep. We're going the whole way. I'm taking this all the way to the bank, because it's important to track these things through, because if you don't, you get lost in the sauce. You get lost in the reports, lost in the claims from other people, which are just inaccurate. And frankly, especially with the Somali case, there's a lot of inaccurate information out there that people are putting out, and it's not good. It's not good. We should raise the bar, and that requires deeper level analysis, and it requires continual analysis. It doesn't require something where you just cover it in one stream, because you can't cover deep topics in just one stream. It's impossible. It's actually impossible. So when you want to go deeper, when you want to have a deeper level of analysis, you've got to have multiple streams. I have hundreds of streams on Disney because that was a deep topic, right? In a similar way. Amber Heard versus Johnny Depp, Niji Sanji, right? All similar situations. They're very complex, very deep topics. Naruhime says, did you watch Scissor 7 season fall now? Scissor? No, I have not. I'll have to look that up. I have no clue. Thank you, though. I take anime recommendations, of course. King Luigi says, I goon for your yapping ASMR. Yap, yap, yap all day long. Oh, wait, hold on. My AI camera's not tracking me properly. Bad AI! Bad! Yap, yap, yap all day long. All right, there we go. Okay, that's a harsh swing when I lean into the mic. Ancient Dragon says, I'm hoping I guess wrong. It's related to deepfake. So the deepfake it is not the deepfake yet. However, the deepfake is very seriously being investigated. I will let you know when those charges are pressed, when they come down. The deepfake is coming. Okay? Just be patient. Danny Skier for Nungroy Taibot. Thank you. What's Johnny Spy's living status? Hank, if you run into him by coincidence in person, why say to him, Happy New Year 2025. By the way, do a 1 hour of learning a new language. Yeah, I mean, that's a good goal. If you want to learn a new language, that's a goal. I'm going to give you guys a tip, though, for New Year's. This is my personal tip. Two things. If you want to do something for the new year, number one, you need a goal beyond the new year. So if your motivation is purely just because it's a new calendar year, that's not a strong enough motivation to actually build a new habit. You have to think inside yourself, why do I want to do this? And if it's because, okay, I want to do this because I want to be fluent in Japanese because I want to live in Japan and I want to move to Japan. Awesome. That's a stronger motivation than just it's a new year, right? So I'm going to learn this now. And even better is if you set a date. If you say, oh, I want to live in Japan by next year, so I need to learn it now. And a better thing is, instead of doing it over the year, try doing it over the month or over 3 months and saying, at the end of 3 months, I want to see how it is and reassess it. I think that's more effective for improving. And whenever I do stuff like that where I'm trying to track myself, I try to do it over a shorter time period, because a year is a long time. And it's a long time to check back in and say, okay, how am I doing on this, right? But if you are doing something new in the new year, that's awesome. That's great. But like I said, deeper goal, try to break it up into smaller chunks. I think that helps a lot. Shadow Imagery said, did you get the last thing I sent you? Probably. I have a lot of stuff in my email right now. It's really packed, especially people sending me a lot of VTuber news. That's going to be a separate stream. I have already the thumbnail done, everything for that. So get that one out there. Also, they asked, what was Ramsey's living situation? I suspect he's either snuggling with Mr. 3,000 sucky, 10,000 fucky, or somebody else in Korea, maybe Yang or somebody else he's snuggling with. He's not staying by himself. He's spooning with somebody. That or he's spooning under a bridge. But we would have seen the film if he was out there on the streets, I think. Spider Bro, member 4 months, says, what's up, BLM? Batman's long mobile. Thank you. Proxy says, you got to be living in Ramsey's head rent-free. I can only imagine his mental state at this point with how reality is catching up on him. Remember, Ramsey Khalid Ismail said, I promise you, I will be home out of Korea by the end of the year. It is January 4th, motherfucker. January 3rd in the US, but January 4th here in Asia, right? It is absolutely the case that he is not home, right? So Johnny Somali, absolute bottom tier of accuracy. Bottom tier of accuracy as to his legal state, right? Adrian Drag said, Andrew, I felt no regret when he played Ramsey's sound because I was hoping new evidence was going to present to the prosecution when ABC Pizza live with no sound for a few minutes. Listen, because with the sounds and stuff like that, some of the muting was obviously the ABC Pizza that was strategic on his point. Some of it probably might be for copyright when you hear it at other points. I have to be careful too, guys, because a lot of my old videos, I had YouTube today, go back and find 2 videos from 5 months ago and submit a copyright claim for music. Music is really annoying, and going forward, I'm just not going to play as much music, right? Because it's annoying to have to edit, and every time I have to edit the video, it fucks up the chat replay. So I don't like to do that. It's not good. It's not good. Fantastic, Mr. Knox. Hey, Happy New Year. Says, I'm sure Johnny Somali has great New Year's. It's been freezing in Korea. Imagine this. It's -5 Celsius, or what's that in freedom units? Let's get that. -5 C to F, right? So it's like 23 or something, you know? It's 23 degrees freedom units, F, right? And you're snuggling with Hank, right? And he's the big spoon. And you're eating like packaged ramen or like a little kimbap. If you don't know what kimbap is, it's like a little roll from the convenience store. And that's what you've been eating for like weeks on end. Like that's got to be its own type of hell. That's got to be its own type of hell. A special place. Very, very special place. Fun says, King Tut, Ramsey, Cabbage Boy, shits his pants when he gets notification. They watch all of my streams, so it's confirmed. Like, literally, I see them reacting to what I say, talking about what I say in their Discord all the time. Every time I go live, I live rent-free in their head. In fact, there's 1,700 of you watching. And right now, only, what, 400 people have liked the video? Guys, like the video. If the people that don't like the video are Ramsey and his boy booty bandits, you know? So they're all watching though. Danny Skier for Sisip Taibot. If you see Johnny Somali in trial, what do you say to him? I don't have to say anything to him. In fact, I don't think I'm going to physically confront the guy or anything else. Once again, I'm here to observe his downfall, right? Literally, that's all it is. I don't have to physically confront him at all. The system is taking care of him right now, right? I'm going to see him 100%. 100%. We'll see him there, you know? Sitsatar Luchai for 40 baht says, don't take the long, long man music copyright, please. They haven't, luckily, thus far, so far, they haven't touched the
Long man.
But it's only a matter of time before they come for all things beautiful. Hear me out. It says reaction to K-Town reaction. Your reaction went, no reactionception. We are not doing that. I thought about doing it. No. But once again, I follow one of the guys. I think the guy from K-Town, Kim Jong Chil on X. He's pretty based actually. Like their podcast. Think they're cool guys. Hope they cover the topic in depth in the future. Hope they cover it when it goes to trial. I know a lot of them are like Kyopo or they're living abroad, so they don't understand the system. So honestly, as people of Korean background, I think it would benefit, people, if you're of Korean background, maybe to learn about the justice system where you are, your native land or where you're from or where your parents are from or wherever else. I think that'd be interesting to them. And, as Koreans, I think it affects them broadly. And as just people that are interested in like international news. So hopefully they cover it again. And shout out to all the shows that covered it, whether they're big or small. Hot Wheels has been following the Doki stuff. It closed a year ago. Normally I don't watch streams, so I always forget that memberships are a different thing than Dono. Hope you're having a good year. Thank you. It is a great new year. I'm really excited for 2025. I want to try to hit some big goals in 2025. Some of my goals for this year are to improve my language skills. So I want to get my Thai language skill up, and I want to get my Korean language skill up. So those are two things I want to get up. Those are two countries I mainly spend most time in. So those are two goals. Also, I want to lose some weight. I'm trying to drop a little bit here. So we got to do a 2025 cut. So that's my two goals. So we'll see. We'll see how I do. And I know that second one's a common one, but that's one that I've been putting in the. We're really focusing on this tank. But yeah, if you guys look, once again, New Year's the best time to think about it and think about your reason, your deeper reason for wanting that. Not just it's a new year, but hey, this is what I'm focusing on, Thank you, 10 for none left. Appreciate that. Thank you very much for the dono.
Yes.
George for 50. Thank you so much for that. Says for 50 Singapore dollars. Love your streams, man. Keep the awesome. Thank you so much. Says Singapore. I'll go get some chicken rice on that. Thank you. Actually, I was talking to my friend. I love Singapore. I have a great time every time I'm there. Fantastic. And a lot of good supporters from Singapore. So shout out to everybody down there on the island. Late Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Thank you so much. And, I love Christmas here. It's amazing. In Korea, it's amazing. I love Christmas. I love Christmas in Thailand. It's great. In Japan, it's great as well. Love it. Captain Columbo said, my resolution is to dread only one time a day and no candy. Colton said, $4.99. New fan, love the content. Thank you. You should take the fake cabbage with you to the trial so Johnny sees it. I don't want to encourage people to bring produce. Everybody's bringing produce there. They might think you're going to throw it or something. But we'll see. We'll see what we can do. I want to leave some surprises because obviously Johnny does watch the streams. So you got to leave room for surprises, right? Got to leave room for surprises. People always ask, like when I report stuff, what am I thinking about? And I do think about, okay, if the criminal is watching, that changes the element. And I know that he watches every single one of my streams. I don't know whether he watches all the Atozi videos or all the other AI videos or whatever other channel, that's covering this, but I know he watches all mine. And smash the like button if you like to see that. All right, let's talk about the new charge. I think we got enough in here. All right. So we've got a new crime. Now, the crime that I want to talk to you guys about, and we're going to talk about today, kind of two things. And first we're going to talk about Johnny Somali, and then we're going to talk about the Johnny Somali effect in Japan. Because we're now dealing with Japanese streamers that are in the same, you would say, community, generally, broadly as Johnny Somali. I don't want to say they're individually affiliated with him, but they're very much of the same kind. They're very much of the same, let's say, of the same branding, right? Of the same branding as Johnny Somali. And they're getting hit immediately in Japan. And we're going to cover that second. But first, let's get to the crime. I'm not going to hold you up. Okay. So this is reported, I think, first by my good friend over there, Bang TV, who I just interviewed in Korea. And I'm going to read this off to you. I know it's a little small, but let me read this off to you guys. So in the case of Gyeongsung passenger bus 271s, this is a bus where Johnny Somali created an incident. The victim was identified, and the bus driver gave a statement. The Gyeongsang passenger bus manager was on the bus at the time and also gave a statement about witnessing obstruction of business. The charges were acknowledged and sent to the prosecution. If there are 4 or 5 of these, you cannot go. And what that means is if these add up, he's fucked. You cannot not go, meaning to jail, right? So if these obstruction of business charges start adding up, it's almost destined that he'll get some jail time. This is big. This is big because it is adding on. It is adding on. He fucked around and he didn't realize when he fucked around on the bus that the fucking manager, and sorry for cursing. I'm going to try not to curse. Sorry, I apologize. Beep that out in the edit. Eagle, censor me. He didn't realize the manager was on the bus. FAFO. You guys who know FAFO know what I'm talking about. He didn't realize the manager of the company was on the bus. He's got a serious other charge coming his way in the form of obstruction. And once again, the first one, he might get a fine and slap on the wrist. The second one, the third one, the fourth one, this is where it goes. And this is not, a lot of people, other channels, I know Al was talking about this, and other people were talking about Goso versus Gobal, third-party report versus first-party report. This is a first-party report. This is not a third party. This is not some other person. It's not me whining, oh, you should go arrest Somali, which, by the way, enough of the third-party reports do add up. This is a first-party report by the company that can say, yeah, we were affected by this because this impacted us. This right here, when the bus driver has to get up and handle you and yell at you, that's obstruction. You are causing a delay. If you guys don't know, in case you guys haven't been to Korea, buses tend to run on time. And if you are in any way delaying the timeliness of a bus, that is huge. That is huge. It is massive. That is absolutely big because that same bus is driving back and forth all day. And if you've messed them up by 5 minutes, that messes up the whole schedule for the whole day. So this is a big deal. And the bus, yeah, and Danielle's live, don't miss the bus. And guys, if you haven't been on a bus in Korea, for those that haven't been there, the buses are I love it, but they have no chill. The buses in Korea have no chill. They come up at full speed. They stop. The door is opening as the bus is moving. You have to jump onto it, and then they close the door immediately and speed off. They stop for, I swear to God, sometimes under 10 seconds, 5-10 seconds total between the door opening and closing and going. There's no, they wait, the bus goes, in the US where they have the buses that go down, the what do they call them? Reclining buses, or the ones that are stooping buses, kneeling buses. They call it a kneeling bus, where the bus comes up to the curve, it lets the air out, lets the air back in, goes up. They don't do that shit. They're not doing that shit. Somebody said, what about the elderly? Yes. If there's somebody elderly, they let them get on. Yeah, kneeling buses. Thank you, guys. Based. You guys are based. You guys know. Yeah. I'm not a bus driver, so thank you. Air suspension done. Air suspension. Okay, yeah. So the kneeling bus. Thank you, guys. So, yes, if there's an elderly or a handicapped person, yes, they stop for them, right? They're not going to ignore them. But if it's me, right, and I'm the only person at the bus stop, they're not going to have much chill. I'm like a regular dude. They're going to expect me to jump on, pay immediately, and go. And oftentimes, before I've tapped my card, they go. It's really crazy. I love it. That's one of the things I love about Korea, because you get where you want to go on time. All right. Brandon Hyun says, Happy New Year. It's already 2025. Yeah, sure. Danny Skier says, Thai is a tricky tone pronunciation. Go get a teacher. I will, but my focus first is to learn the alphabet, and then I'm going to go get a tutor, one-on-one. Fun says, is it true Psy put a price on finding cabbage? Well, I don't know that. If that is true, that'd be awesome. I don't know whether that's true or not. I'd have to ask. I don't know whether that's true. And once again, this is my channel. I don't like putting out speculation. So that's a wild speculation. If it's true, it's true, but I don't know. Asbeck QC gifted 10 legal mindset memberships. Thank you, Asbeck. If you receive one, please say thank you to Asbeck or to Tank Rat or to anybody else who's given gifts, King Lugia, anybody who's been very generous this stream. Thank you. Asian Dragon for $4.99 says, I feel like Johnny wants to play obstruction of business in Korea and Japan. Not sure in Israel because the only thing he does is harassment. Well, yeah, and the thing is, he's not out of the woods in Korea. Now, in Japan, he can't go back. However, we're going to tie this together. And we're going to tie together Johnny Somali and Japan and one of his recent statements with why the streamers in Japan are getting pressed hard by police. And I fully support the police doing this, 100%. Because I think there needs to be some regulation of this type of streaming, and there needs to be criminal penalties for doing things in a nuisance manner, particularly text-to-speech. I think if text-to-speech goes, we'll all be better for it. If text-to-speech is 100% banned, we'll be better for it. And that's all. Like, you could just ban text-to-speech, as just making, the noises in public or obscene language in public, whatever else, right? That needs to be banned. It needs to be banned. Sorry. And you need to be stopped from doing that kind of full on out. Sorry. You guys could have had nice things, but you fucked it up. And people clearly can't behave responsibly doing it. So text-to-speech got to go. But anyways, yeah, and by the way, text-to-speech is fine if it's only in your earphones. That's fine, sure. But if it's broadcast on a speaker, which most of these people are doing, that's the problem. And that's the biggest problem. David Meller says, 3 things I love. Public transit, handsome lawyers, and tea about Johnny Cabbage. Thank you, David. Crafty Burb said, this is just speculation, but what I heard in high school, Johnny Smiley was voted most likely to wipe left to right. Okay. Shepard gave me a Happy New Year. Any comment on the honey lawsuits? I'll cover that in a separate stream. So I'll do a members multi-topic stream. People have brought that up to me. I'm going to comment on it on a separate stream. It's kind of not, I'm not going to spend a full stream on it, but partly another stream. Thank you, though. I will comment on that. All right. So let me go back into this. What is he facing? Okay. So what is the consequence here? So the consequence is the same as last time, quote unquote, up to 5 years in prison, in jail. However, once again, you're not going to face that for the first penalty and probably even for the second one. But let's say the first one, the one with the ramen, is a fine. The second one could be 6 months in jail or a year in jail or 2 years in jail. In the aggregate, these things can get added up. And that's where we see the real punishment for Johnny. And mind you, if this is added to the case, it may be very likely the date gets pushed back or there's more delay or there's more time for consolidation. And remember, as much as I want to stream the trial, and I deeply want to stream the trial as much as I can. Now, we can't stream the actual trial, but I'll be there at the courthouse before and after, either doing a recording or doing live streaming. And at least outside the courthouse, right? As close as I can get legally and do a live stream or recording. But that said, I want to cover it and I want to get it done and I want to start doing it. That's going to be awesome. But I want to do it right. And I don't care if a case takes a year. It needs to be done correctly. And this one needs to be done correctly, slowly over time. And if they need more time to do this, please, by all means, Korean prosecutors, take 2 years, take 3 years, take as long as you want processing Johnny Somali. He's not going anywhere. And he doesn't have, really the resources to adequately fight back. He still doesn't have a quote unquote real lawyer. He has a public defender, but he doesn't have a private attorney, right? So he hasn't actually hired an attorney who's concerned about his case. Public defenders kind of don't give that much of a shit about your case. I mean, they're not gonna do much for it. They've got thousands of cases or hundreds of cases that they're covering. They don't have time for you. So if he thinks his public defender is going to be like some wonder lawyer, that's not going to be it. I'm not saying they're incompetent. They're not incompetent. They're decent. They're okay. But okay isn't amazing and doesn't get you out of the Johnny Somali level of trouble. Also, I have been informed that people have been contacting the judge. And I'll probably have more information on that, but apparently there have been people submitting information. And apparently the court has said to those folks that if they want to submit information, even in English, they'll be willing to consider it and take it. So that's actually really good news for those that might have been harmed and might be abroad right now, which is very, very, very good news. Asian Dragon says, agree, nuisance streaming ruined vacation. Yeah, look, I was just on vacation. I was in Saigon, or Ho Chi Minh City in Vietnam. And I've been traveling in Phuket, in the islands, right? Going all around. I'm still traveling today. I'll be back in Bangkok in like 2-3 days. And then I'll be in Korea, back in my apartment in Gangnam on the 9th. So I'm be looking forward to that. But, traveling around, it was so nice when I was like in a, remote island, like just out there looking at the beach, looking at the beautiful islands, that there wasn't a nuisance streamer. And I thought about that. I'm like, if there was a nuisance streamer here, it would ruin everything. It would absolutely ruin everything. And I'm very glad those folks are getting cracked down on. Very, very much glad. Kai Guy Nikki said, ironically, Johnny Somali absolutely clowned Japan's light-handedness by bringing comfort women front and center today as an issue talked about a million. But here's the thing, Kai Guy. As you see, Japan is not fucking around. And I'm going to show you the clips. They're taking things very seriously. Nintendo Gaming Channel, what are the charges you expect? My accounts are 5 counts of deepfakes, 2 counts of terrorism, 1 count of terrorism, all citizens filed charges, enough for 10 plus years. Okay, here's realistically what I think. If he gets hit with deepfakes, if he gets hit with at least 2, if not 3 charges of obstruction of business, right? And at least 3 to 5 counts of deepfakes, 3 to 5 counts of deepfakes. And what else? And maybe some of the railway laws, which would apply to messing around on the railway, on the metro. I would like that. I think we can get 3 obstruction charges. We're going to have 2 here. We have 1 official. It's already going to court. This one, which is headed there, that's 2. And if we get Lotte World, that's 3. That's great. If we got the pizza place, that's 4. That's even better. So 4 would be amazing. But I'll take 2 or 3. Once again, I'm a realist. I will take as much as we can get against Johnny because the more we get in actual charges, the better. The more, the better. Brian Dogue, happy Aka Super New Year. Thank you so much. Yes. That's an Aka Soup. It deserves a little bit of the
Long.
Or actually, hold on. I don't know if you guys, it's been a while since I've ran this one.
Oh, shit. Here we go again.
Low, man.
Here we go, the intro. The Long Law Man. Thank you so much. 99, big 99. Thank you, Brian. Appreciate you. Thank you for your generous support, guys. Obviously, I'm able to do this because of people like you supporting me. And it's awesome that even when I go on a break, even when I take a short vacation, you guys are back to give me some support in the new year. Thank you so much. Really deeply appreciate y'all. Thank you. I love doing this. It's the best thing in the world. Vagabond says, good afternoon, Andrew. Crazy start of the year. Missed your streams. The stream was just the thing I needed after seeing Fauna's final stream. Man, I love Fauna. I love Fauna too. I haven't had a chance to catch up because I'm still on vacation, but I will catch it. I love Fauna's content. And, there's a taboo in the VTuber world, but I mean, I think this taboo is being lifted, if you know what I mean, especially after Doki and after what happened to Zion, right? So I'll just say this. We're going to, I'm happy that we will see more in the future, if you know what I mean. That passes away, but yet another thing rises, right? And I think we're in that era where that's not horrible to say, right? And I think that's a good thing. So But yeah, shout out to Fauna on her last day. Love my VTuber friends. Krypton says, Happy New Year, new harvested content, all the cabbages. Yes, thank you. Fun says, my favorite island in Thailand is Koh Lip. Oh, yeah, I haven't been there actually, so I'll check it out. Cool. Check it out. Have not been there. Haven't been there. A lot of people giving love to Fauna in the chat. Do I have a Fauna meme? I have a Fauna meme. Hold on. I got one for you Fauna fans here. Where is it? Here we go.
Disgusting.
Guys, simping is disgusting. I'm joking. All right, let's continue. All right, so we got this charge here. Now, how does this relate to Japan? Well, let's go over here. So here's Johnny. Here's a statement that he made very, very recently. And this is Johnny. And no, by the way, Johnny is 100% not Jewish, even though he calls himself that. He is 100% of a Islamic background. You know, I'm not talking about his personal faith. I don't know what he personally believes in his heart of hearts, whatever else, blah, blah, blah. But he is of a Muslim Islamic background. His name Ismail is of Islamic root, not Jewish root. He is absolutely not Jewish. And him like dancing with a rabbi in Israel doesn't make him Jewish, right? At all whatsoever. But that said, he says right here, I will come back to Japan 2029. I have unfinished business there. So he's already acknowledging, by the way, which is the fact that he is banned from Japan for 5 years. It's a hard ban. And by the way, they have full discretion to deny him at the border for longer than that. So they can say, hey, we're denying you entry if for longer. It's a hard ban for 5 years. But that doesn't mean, and he doesn't understand, they can turn him away. Like, what Johnny doesn't understand is, especially when you make this threat, which I'm sure is going to get forwarded to Japanese police, Japanese immigration officials. I'm sure, Cancel Johnny S. will cover this, and all the other people who are in the Japan side will cover the Japan side and put out information in Japanese. These type of threats are absolutely 100% something immigration can use against you. Going to visit a country is not a right. And this is something I explain as somebody who helps people with visas. I help people obtain legal visas to come live in Thailand or Korea or Japan, wherever you want to go. You don't have the right to visit even if you get a business visa or an education visa. You have no right to be there unless you're a citizen. And even as a permanent resident, if you get permanent residency, you have more rights than a tourist, but you're not at full rights. Unless you're a citizen, you don't have bulletproof rights to be in a country. So saying he's going to come to Japan in 2029 is no better a promise than when he said, I'm going to be out of Korea by the end of the year. I believe this as much as I believe he's escaping Korea by January 1st, 2025, which is zero, right? Which is zero. And at this rate, this kid isn't going to make it to 2029 outside of a jail, right? If he keeps doing this, he's going to be, and he's well known everywhere, and that's good that people know Ramzi Khalid Ismail. People can turn him away. Here's another thing. If there's a hotel or anywhere else hosting him, see, this is not America. And I love that this is not America, because over here in God bless Asia, they can turn you away just cause, right? So let's pretend, in a pretend world, that he does come. He could get kicked out of every hostel and hotel where he goes. People can track his movements, call up the owners, inform him of what he's done, and get him kicked out so he's sleeping on the street, right? He can be tracked everywhere he goes, right? Everywhere he goes. So, yeah, this is something that is not going to happen. It's not going to happen. He ain't going to make it that long. And his career in his Discord, everything going out in flames. Rep to say Japan, look what Johnny said here. Yeah, exactly. Proxy 4818 says, wow, Ramsey's level of stupidity and delusion never cease to amaze you. Exactly. But this is why right now, because of Johnny Somali, because of Ramzi Khalid Ismail, they are pushing hard against streamers in Japan, including Ice Poseidon. Now, some of you may know Ice Poseidon. He's in the thumbnail. He was in Thailand, and he made a big incident there where he was naked, kind of doing a lap dance or scantily clad, doing a dance in a restaurant. Got in trouble down in Thailand. Got booted out of here. Essentially, he can't come back to this country. And because of that, they're pressing him and others in Japan. And I'm going to show you those videos right now. And it's absolutely because of Johnny Somali. I mean, they have only Johnny Somali to thank for this, because Japan knows that they're perceived as not having punished Johnny enough and not having punished these types of streamers enough, right? Claire Cato, thank you for the 20 legal mindset memberships. Thank you, thank you.
Yes.
And if you receive one of those, please say thank you to that. We have an amazing 116 new members here today. Thank you so much. We have 2,000 people watching. Please smash a like button, guys. Helps out us out in the algorithm. Silbury says, conditional entry. Wear a full name on a shirt outside. That'd be hilarious. Shadow Ambershire for 10 says, Ramsey Khalid Ismail, RKI, Rastas Kemundungi, Incel. I looked up some words that I don't know for educational purposes. Tried to be creative. Too far? I'll leave now. I don't actually know what that one means. Once again, my Korean is bad. It's like passable elementary. My goal this year is to get it up a little bit. Like up to more basic conversational. Thai, I want to get intermediate conversational. Like if I would say stages, like, and I'm at stage 1 and 5 is fluent, my goal would be to go to stage 2. Right? I'm not trying to go all the way up to fluency 5. I'm trying to go up to 2, from 1 to 2. Right? 0 being you don't know anything. I'm at 1. I want to go up. Right? That's a good goal, I think. Good goal for the year. Linus Guy for 20 says, tag him like a bear so he's easy to locate. Like a salmon. Hold on, let me do that. Let me get the AI tracking me here. You don't want to know where they're going to place the tag. Or maybe Hank will place the tag manually, if you know what I mean. We've all seen that podcast. and that, my friends, deserves a
disgusting.
Ryobi says, "Oh God, imagine Ramsey went to Canada. It would be miserable." I don't think he'd have a good. He's not going to go to a Western country because he knows he'll get in trouble fairly quickly in a Western country. Even Canada, even pollute Canada, polite Canada will still get him. Danny said, "Will you try and stop him when the time comes?" No, I'm covering him. I mean, Johnny Somali, when he came at me, especially when he came at me personally, he tried to attack my friends, my family, my business partners, stuff like that. He fucked around with the wrong person. And I cursed again, so we're probably going to get demonetized, whatever. But, you know, Johnny Somali and his crew came at me personally. And I could have covered this a little bit more with a little bit less detail and gone a less deeper dive. But when Johnny Somali decided to try to come at me and do all that stuff, it's like, yeah, no, I'm not mad. I'm just gonna, see this all the way through. You don't shake me. I'm committed to seeing it through. It's on now, Mr. Alex's Legal Mindset want to help you familiar with Wolfie Coletti, who tried copying Johnny Somali and tried to spray Brug Freight. Yeah, I covered that. I covered it like 3 weeks ago. Go back on my old streams. I don't know whether he was copying Johnny explicitly or not, but it was a copycat type thing. And I think nuisance streamers worldwide need to be punished severely everywhere, in every country, especially in America. But I think America has other ways to punish you as well. And honestly, from what I saw about the charges on that one, they're very serious. So, yeah. Ira Karasau said, I dare him to go to Texas or West Virginia. He won't. He's a pussy. He won't go. Johnny Somali would never do that. Claire Cattell for another 20 legal mindset memberships. Thank you so much for that. Doing the long memberships today. We're up to, what is that right now? 136. Thank you so much for that. Have some more subs due to demonetization. Thank you, brother. Thank you. Rottweiler said 3 years in the pen is okay by me. It'll drive me mad. I think 2 to 3 years would be amazing. Even 1 year would be good for Johnny. I think 1 year would be enough. But 2 is great. 3 is amazing. Fantastic. And remember, he's a kid. He's a kid. Since it's our Luchai, so we can hang out sometime, teach sometime. Well, I may do a meetup. Well, maybe do a maybe we'll do a Bangkok meetup. That might be fun. Mr. Alex 789 NZ5 says, just want to ask if you're willing to cover. Oh no, got that one already. Mark's Mayhem says, Johnny Smiley wants to go back to Japan. I said, let him. It gives Japan the opportunity to actually handle like Korea, and they would. So even if he went back, he would almost certainly immediately get stopped because the first thing he did. And remember, they're patient up to a point. And as a foreigner, there's probably a lot of laws you're breaking that you get away with. But in this case, he's not going to get away with it. There's a lot of stuff they let slide. For example, we're going to talk about this, right? Oh, Ice is watching on stream. Oh, that's cool. Anyways, there's a lot of things you can get away with. But the thing is, when the police are paying attention to you and they're pressing you, you can't get away with them anymore, right? So eventually, they're going to hit you with this stuff. For example, here's one that I got to mention. You know, in Korea, crypto is regulated, right? So if you're buying, receiving, trading crypto, you've got to have a registered account. And there's very specific regulated processes to do this, right? Mr. Somali may or may not have been receiving that and buying that. It's very clear he's in Korea right now. He's got no visa, no permission, no bank account. How is he doing that? It's interesting. Okay, no spamming in the chat. I don't care if you're spamming pro or con or whatever, but please do not spam in the chat. You will get timed out for that. Thank you. Also, no all caps in the chat. Thank you. Do not all caps the chat. I will have my mods time you out. Cheers, GXP, for $1.99. Thank you very much. Will Z says, cute careless whisper for Hank's tagging. Oh, man. Okay, so let's get to Ice Poseidon because if he's watching, here's the part, right? So here's the stream where apparently they got detained. Now, this is not, let's be very clear. This is not arrested. And it's a false statement to say they're charged or arrested. And I've already seen a lot of thumbnails incorrectly saying they're arrested. This is not arrested. They're questioned by police, which is detained temporarily. They're detaining means you're not free to leave. You're not free to leave at the time. However, you're not arrested. You're not taken to jail. You're not booked on charges. They're just detaining you for a certain limited temporary period of time. You're not free to leave. You're being questioned, right? Or as the kids call it, pressed, right? So here's them getting pressed on what I believe, according to this report on Twitter, this was the first day that Ice Poseidon was in Japan. I don't know if that's true or not. Once again, I'm not following Ice Poseidon step by step here. I got a lot of shit to do, a lot of shit to cover. But apparently this is the first day. So let's show this over here over on X. We got a little clip. I think it's 3 minutes and 43 seconds. We'll watch it all the way through. Hold on, let me make sure that I didn't boomer the fucking audio because that's something I would do. So I'm gonna double check this. Yes, audio is good. Let's go. All right. I'm going to play it all the way through, and then we'll talk about it.
You guys didn't go inside or like a trespassing anywhere, right?
No, we went to 7-Eleven, walked around, and we talked to a random guy, and then came to the pig cafe.
Okay. I will tell him. Could you get me police officer?
Yeah, he's holding the phone. Speak to him.
Hey. Peter, excuse really quick. I think it's probably for the best.
Mute the stream?
I mean, it's probably for the best right now.
Day one, huh? Day one.
I wish the taxi driver would just drive.
Yeah, I don't think bro wants to drive.
This situation is very annoying.
He's literally not driving. He's got the map open, he's just not driving. Why don't we just walk off?
Because
I'll explain this.
keep following us.
What the fuck even happened? We were just playing with pigs.
They're telling the taxi driver not to leave, so maybe get out the taxi and walk off, and then see if the police start following you.
I mean, they will. They've been doing it the whole time.
One sec.
Yeah, like I don't know, but
Going
the
to
thing is,
hotel.
it's like the police won't give an answer.
They're just gonna keep wasting their time. You gotta get out of there. They're not gonna let them leave. Yeah. Wasting.
Yeah.
I am very
You take us?
confused.
まだ時間かかりますよね。でも連絡取ってるんで。
And feel uncomfortable with so many.
So much Japanese. Can you listen and translate? Someone.
What do you want? I'm confused. I don't know. The taxi, he's not moving. What? Don't know.
He's talking about the building. There's a building.
Homeless here, homeless.
Okay. Building.
Oh,
Okay.
I was looking for haircuts. Barber.
Barber, no barber.
Yeah, I'm here. What?
They're taking you to the police station and they're claiming they have evidence.
They're taking me to the police station.
That's what they said. They said they're gonna take you guys to the police station. We said you don't have to tell me anything.
Like, well, so I'm detained.
これで来ないってなっちゃって話違っちゃう。
One
I
minute.
guess technically you are detained. I mean,
Yeah, I'm going to stop. Okay, I thought I was going to say it all the way through, but I want to pause here. I actually want to say that is correct. So that is actually a correct legal assessment there of detaining, right? So you're not free to leave, right? Detaining means at the moment you're not free to leave. So yes, that is the definition of being detained when the police are surrounding you, following you, and not letting you leave. That's textbook detention, right? Is when you're stopped.
it doesn't stop us continuing to walk, but like it does. You fucking idiot.
I mean, so I have to go to the police station?
Thank you. They're taking me to a police station too, but I'm not going to fucking police station by myself. We're going together. Yeah, together. Her. No. Yeah. What do you mean no? Well, they're trying to take me separate, bro. What the fuck?
3人乗れないので別々で署に行きましょう。
No.
Yeah, they're trying to split us up.
They're trying to split us up. Where the fuck is Murat going? This dumb fuck, bro. This guy's.
Murat's not good.
I think Murat gave them the bot. They were watching the bot on Murat's phone.
Oh, no, Chan's greatness.
Yeah, Murat's not good.
Dude, they were watching the bot on Murat's phone.
Yeah, I know.
3 people can't get in, so let's go separately
Okay,
together.
I go with him.
Oh, no, Chan's greatness.
I'll go with you.
Okay, so that's the first clip. There's another clip involving different streamers, but that's the one involving ICE, right? So that clearly is them being detained and being questioned by police. Now, the thing about that is that you think a lot of people, when you go abroad, you think that the rules are going to work like how they work in the United States. They really don't. And a lot of that talk you had there, like, oh, they're trying to split us up. Yeah, and if they wanted to, they can do it, and you can't do shit about it because the rules don't work like they work in the United States. And in terms of questioning or being able to split you apart, if they really wanted to do that, they absolutely could do that without a question. And certainly, the other thing, as found out in the case of Greg Kelly, if you look up that case in Japan, who was one of the executives from Nissan, right, underneath Carl Ghosn, who actually got himself smuggled out of Japan in like a music box. He got smuggled out and brought to Lebanon, and he paid in crypto, I believe, like to escape Japan. They actually tricked the Japanese police, tricked Greg Kelly, another executive at Nissan, to come back to Japan, immediately arrested him under the pretense of a business meeting, come back, they arrested him, and they can hold you without even pressing charges for a very long time. They can hold you for an extremely long time. So it's very interesting, right, to see that, right, and to see them do that, and they could have done worse. And so this 100%, watching that video, without a doubt, has to do with Johnny, and also probably has to do with ICE in general in his past personally, but 100% that has to do with Johnny. There's no doubt in my mind that this day one, they're coming after you, they're listening to your stuff, they're paying attention to it. It's his own it's his own personality for sure, and his own reputation for sure, but also 100% Johnny, because they have a perceived weakness, and that's been called out regarding nuisance streamers. So they've got to take these things seriously, and they're going to press pretty much every single major streamer who comes through. Now, are they going to be able to get everybody? No, that'd be hilarious. They don't have enough police to get every single streamer, but they have enough to get the big guys, right? They have enough to get the big streamers, the people that are bringing in significant money, significant revenue, having significant viewership, the people that are known, right? That is very, very, very much possible. But LM, all caps is how I live. No, all caps. I will ban your ass right away. Silbury says, but caps lock is cruise control for cool. No, bad. Asian Dragon says, how will Japan government stop Ramsey Kalidas from visiting Japan if he does not set? First of all, he committed a crime there, so he has a hard 5-year ban. He cannot get in. They will just automatically deny him. It's automatic. It doesn't matter because he was guilty of a crime in Japan. It's done, 5 years, right? Beyond that, it is optional for them to let him back in. And he's got to properly disclose every single time he comes in that he's committed a crime in Japan. If he doesn't do that, he's committing another crime in Japan, and they can set another 5-year ban for if he doesn't properly disclose that he's a criminal in Japan. Fantastic Mr. Knox is call him Ice Poseidon. Look, once again, I got nothing personal against Ice Poseidon. I'm just reporting on the facts of what I've seen. Number one, it's the criminal activities in Thailand, right? Factual situation. There's nothing unclear about that. Had to leave the country, right? Very lucky he didn't serve serious jail time here in Thailand. Fantastic Mr. Knox for 10 says, let's not forget Scam Pepper and Ice Poseidon getting kicked out of PAX Aus while also getting harassed in Australia. They don't like being harassed, but while they harass people, they harass my friends at PAX. I don't know about any of this. Once again, I read every super chat. So if that's what you're saying, that's what you're saying. I don't know about the past. Once again, I'm coming into this from a more recent standpoint, watching the video and giving you guys assessments on that. And in this case, what we're looking at is trespassing. And so the reason why are they so fixed on trespassing? Why do they care so much? What did Johnny Somali do? Johnny Somali trespassed on a construction site. They're pressing Ice Poseidon, a very big streamer in this niche, because he's doing the exact same thing Somali did. And Somali is front and center. And everybody's pushing Japanese police for having not done enough, and prosecutors. And they know. By the way, the people in Japan know. I had a message with a Japanese lawyer. I was asking them stuff related to another topic. And they're aware of the Johnny Somali situation. And they're aware that, yeah, this should have been something that was pressed very hard. And I think the next person that gets arrested, they're going to take seriously. So they may not have gotten it with Johnny, but the next one is there. So if I was Ice or any streamer there, I would fucking watch myself and play real nice in Japan right now, because it's not a place to fuck around right now. And you can say thank you to Johnny for that, right? Canadian 10. Happy New Year. My sister's been in Japan for 9 years. She's a translator, English, France, Japanese. Oh, awesome. N1. Not the language system. Understand hierarchical nuances in language. Those guys ruin the first impression. Yeah, that's awesome that she's a I really respect people that are polyglots. It's a really awesome skill. Open Cypher said, hard to tell what's real with ICE. He's parasocial haters that call police and shop owners in every country he goes to. Lots of time it's fake calls. Yeah, once again, and I'm not encouraging any sort of fake thing or any sort of undue harassment. But that said, look, if you're going to commit a crime or a perceived crime, it's now going to be reported, and that's because of the Johnny Somali effect, right? Because that has now been projected on other streamers, whether it's fair or not. And if it's not, you know what they can do? They can call out Johnny. They can separate themselves from Johnny, right? And they could say, hey, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do it right. And maybe if they separate themselves openly from Johnny, that will actually cause them to maybe people step back or maybe people reassess. But honestly, I haven't heard too many like open demonishments. I've heard a couple, but not too many. And not like in detail, like why what he did was wrong, right? L Eagle says, you're a long way from Texas, cowboy. JennyCon499, thank you so much. Norbert Froelich says, the police don't have to speak English to them. No, they don't. That's a courtesy. Once again, it's not your country. And the rights you think you have, you don't actually have. And once again, I may not be a Japanese lawyer, but I speak to Japanese lawyers. This is what I talk from talking to them and talking to friends who are very involved in the Japanese legal system that have years in Japan, Japanese citizens, other people. And the rights you think you have in the US, you do not have. They could just bring them to the police station, then they'll get an interpreter. And if they're charged with a crime, yes, they get an interpreter. But if they're detained, whatever, they could just be like, no, come with us, come into the station, right? And just not say anything, bring them to the station, question them at the station, right? And obviously when they're questioning them, they'll have to question them in English, right? Because they don't speak Japanese. But still, they could just bring them to the station and keep them there. And it's really fucking annoying, but imagine being a nuisance streamer and every time you start a stream, you get dragged to the police station. That's going to stop nuisance streaming very quickly. If every time you open a stream, you get brought to the police station, right? King of the Monsters, 1957. I lurk here more than comment. Typically type in all caps elsewhere, so I want to apologize if I happen to forget that. Thanks for content. I'll appreciate it. Yeah, just once again, I have very few rules. Spamming is one of them, and all caps is the definition of spam. Oopsie Daisy says, some lettuce for a nice warm coffee, or drink of your choice. Happy New Year. No lettuce for Rams on the cabbages. Gotcha. All right, so there was another incident in Japan, not with ICE, but with two other streamers. And that is apparently Kang Joel, who was also Kang Joel and Hyub-sama. I believe these folks have had run-ins in the past with Johnny or been kind of affiliated with this with Johnny. So they had the police. They had the police come to them and approach them, right? So let's pop this up open here. And by the way, somebody said, I'm saying ICE was arrested. No, I did not say that. Detained is not arrested. In Japan, he was not arrested. He was detained. Detained on suspicion of a crime. That's different. In Thailand, he was arrested. This was years ago, or a year or two ago? I'm forgetting my timeline. A year or two ago in Thailand, he was arrested, but in Japan now he was detained. Not yet. However, if you've been detained, the arrest is something that you should be very concerned about in the future. You're not going to get a lot of free passes. So anyways, here is the Joel and Hyub-sama encounter with police. Let's watch this.
And then someone called and someone said,
What they say?
something is going on here.
Something is going on?
Yeah, it's nothing special. Just a troll.
僕がここで住んでる住人で、彼らは旅行してます。韓国から旅行で。
I'm gonna let it play.
今こうキックっていうサイトで生配信をしてるんですけど、多分視聴者が誰か見てて通報したのかな。何の配信してたんですかね。とご飯食べてました。僕と彼は。で彼はなんかゲームしてたのかな。はい。ちょっとお兄さんこっち来てもらって。はい。You want me to come here? He's asking about the casino gambling stream.
The gambling stream. So, okay, they're asking, I want to repeat that because he said it softly. And once again, he's a Korean. He's over there in Japan. But they're asking about a casino stream. Because gambling, remember guys, gambling is illegal in a lot of places. Also, fun fact, here's another fun fact. Guys, did you know this? If you're Korean, you can't gamble anywhere in the world, technically. Technically, if you are Korean, a Korean citizen, you cannot go to Singapore or Macau or Vegas and gamble. Technically, by the letter of the law, you technically can't do that. Now, practically, does it happen? Yes. When I was at the Marina Bay Sands in Singapore, I saw Koreans gambling, right? But it's a problem. And this is what I'm talking about, the reality versus the streaming or non-streamers versus streamers. If you're doing something and you're not showing it, the police aren't really going to care as much because nobody's seeing it. And if it's a crime, you're just doing it online, you're unlikely to get caught. But if you are doing it and streaming it and showing the world you're doing it and profiting off of it, then a lot of people are paying attention. and particularly if you're making money, the tax authorities start paying attention to it at a certain point, right? So this is where you get in deep shit when you start streaming this stuff.
彼のニュージーランドの友達が彼の
someone maybe say that, guys. No, it's okay, guys. I didn't play. Helly played.
配信でその配信をつけてディスコードでつながってディスコード彼がギャンブルをしてたわけじゃなくて彼の友達のヘンリーという友達がニュージーランドでギャンブルをしてるのを配信で映して見てた見てた So stress. Swimmer Nick, please, let them stop.
All right. Let's see here. All right. So apparently they were pushed by police. Now, some sources, let me pull up a source here. This is from the Kick Streaming News, says that this is actually, they were fined. Now, people are saying this is fake news or not correct. I don't know whether or not they're fined. I haven't seen like the police report. All I saw was this update. So based on this alone, right, this would be one source, let's say. So I don't know whether this is verified or not, whether it's true or not. But we certainly see the police are asking them about it, are, as the kids say, pressing them about it, right? Now, that is, once again, the Somali effect. This is all the Somali effect, right? Regardless, even if it's just them being pushed on it, even if it's just them being questioned on it, it's certainly because streamers are being watched now. Their streams are being watched. People are reporting them. And yes, people always reported these streamers, but they're doing it at record levels, and the police are starting to pay attention. Before, they were ignoring them. They're like, what are we going to do about shit online? We don't care. They were completely ignoring them. Now the police are taking the phone calls and they're like, oh, shit. Yeah. Like, oh, crap. We got to actually respond. That's the Somali effect. I'm sorry. It's the Ramsey Khalid Ismail effect. And you know he's watching. And Ramsey, when I say his name, is getting a lot of
emotional damage.
Don't worry, Ramsey. Don't worry. I know your name. It's on your case file. I know how to spell it in Korean. Fun fact. All right. So do you know how to spell your name in Korean? I'm very well aware of the spelling, Ramsey. Very well aware. All right. Let me get some super chats here, and then we'll wrap things up. Levantine, new member, welcome. Alex Blair's a new member, welcome. Assholes React, do you think we should lock Jessica and Johnny Somali in the same room for 5 minutes? I wouldn't subject anybody to being with Johnny for 5 minutes. That's too much. Oyamada 13 says, my sister went to Japan recently and she said Japanese people are at their boiling point and misbehaving tourists and overcrowding. Don't go to Kyoto. Stay out of Kyoto. Don't go to Kyoto right now. It's a bad idea. There's too many people in Kyoto. There's a lot of other places to go in the world. Don't go to Japan right now, particularly Kyoto. Tokyo is all right if you stay out of the super touristy areas. If you're going to go to Japan, go to the countryside, go outside. Don't go to Osaka. Don't go to Dontonbori. Stay out of that stuff. It's not the time right now. It's too much. It's a little bit too much, and they're not ready for it. They're not equipped for it. It's kind of hell. Chronicling Mayhem says countries need to gatekeep harder. Hail from Peru. Hail! Shout out. Rogue for 2 says idiots got comfortable snitching on themselves. I know. Vanessa Hung for 3, New Zealand. Cheers. Fricey for 5 says legal mindset recommending we should not live stream illegal activities while in foreign country. I know. It's crazy. And it's funny how these live streamers, they like try to challenge me on this. It's like, wait, what? Why can't we do crimes and stream them? We should have freedom to do that. That's free speech. Remember Hank, as he was talking about, essentially taking sexual services for his all of his orifices as he was, quoting prices for each of his holes. He was, oh, that's free speech. Johnny is free speech. It is not free speech to be committing a crime abroad. You're not entitled to do that. In fact, you're not entitled to be there in the first place. They can deport Ice Poseidon just because they don't like his haircut. They can deport him for any reason. He has zero right to be there. Nobody has a right to be in another country. You are at their good graces. And to be honest, I'm all for them deporting people on a whim's notice. They don't need to charge them with a crime. Just deport them. Just deport them. And then once you have a deportation on your record, they're going to look at that when you come back in, and they can bounce you discretionally out of the country, right? I think they need to take a stronger position on that, and hopefully, especially as we get a new people in, they'll do that on a more regular basis. Now, I want to be very fair here. Let me be very fair. Not all streamers are the same, and not all streamers are the same, and not all streamers are bad. And you can do a stream that's fine, and you can do a stream that's just doing funny shit. That's fine. But I would say be very fucking careful. What you're doing isn't breaking a law, and you should have some conversations beforehand about what you're doing not being illegal. You should try to do that. Just saying. Doesn't take much. Before you wrapped up, let's do a lawyer word of the day. Like you told me, Hank said his interview answer is volunteer. Thank you, Andrew. Well, I think today's word is sponsored by detained. Detained is today's word. Understand the difference between detained and arrested. Detained and arrested. If you guys understand that, you're actually doing very well. Detained is not an arrest. An arrest is when you're actually there's a formal charge brought against you, right? And a suspicion of a charge. So you are suspected of trespassing. We are arresting you for trespassing. You're not free to leave. You're being processed as part of the system. Detained, you're being questioned on suspicion. Silbury said, apparently some people in the chat, well, I think there's a lot of Ice Poseidon stands in the chat. So, that is what it is. I take things with grains of salt. Saying you're sharing bad information. Try to ask them what specifically, they wouldn't reply. Yeah, exactly. And so I disclosed that under this post, let me show you guys this. Once again, I'm full transparency in what I say and what I do. So this post here, where is it? This one had some responses here saying false information. Why are you posting false information, dumbass? Right? I don't know what about this they're saying is false. So I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt by disclosing that some people are saying it's false, but what is false? What I'm reporting is the clear fact that police questioned them. That's factual. We saw the video. There's nothing, what's unfactual about that? It's 100% factual. So what fact am I missing out here? They were questioned by police. We literally saw it. So whether or not there was a fine, okay, I don't know. They're claiming there's a fine. There you go. Whether or not there is, the fact they're questioned by police is the Somali Effect. That's what today's episode was about, the Somali Effect. GenCon says they forget all the rights they have to stay in the country they came from. Yeah. Well, and once again, the country you are born in gives you rights, but the country you are a guest in, those don't apply. In fact, a lot of times you don't even have standing to bring a claim in court. Standing means the ability to bring a claim or a charge in court. If you were to go to court in Japan, there's a lot of things you don't even have standing to bring. You can't even bring the case. They would tell you need to go to America and file a case. And then it needs to be handled under international law. Mr. Ox, it's just my opinion from Johnny Somali. Nuisance streamers won't be tolerated kindly. Their defense of free speech won't work. No, and their concept of free speech is different. In Japan, you can openly discriminate based on a lot of categories you can't do elsewise. So in America, you couldn't discriminate against foreigners. You can in Japan. You could say no foreigners. There's nothing wrong with that. They could say we only want Japanese people. And that is 100% legal in Japan. A store has the absolute right to say we are only taking Japanese people. And there isn't a damn thing they can do about it. And they can kick you out for any reason. And you can't really do anything about it. Now, their culture is the thing that limits that, not the law. This is what people are making the mistake on. It isn't the law that's stopping them from doing that. It's a cultural thing. Right. So, yeah. And by the way, I'm not saying that all the streamers on there are bad people and all the streamers that were featured today are bad. I'm just saying they're being pushed due to the Somali effect. Let me be very clear about that. And by the way, about the gambling streaming, that's something you need to be very careful of, because if you're streaming somebody else streaming a casino or game or whatever, and you're rebroadcasting that while in the country, that could trigger a regulation. That could trigger a crime. If you're rebroadcasting, it's sort of like retweeting. If you retweet in a certain manner, that can be considered defamatory. So if, let's say, someone says something defamatory, if someone said, Johnny Somali, well, no, I'm not saying that. Let's say Peter Parker is committed sexual harassment against Gwen Stacy, and that's a lie, right? Saying Peter Parker sexually harassed Gwen Stacy, and you retweet that, and you say, wow, I didn't know he was a criminal, and that's defamatory, and you know it's wrong, you can be liable for that. So don't, you need to be more thoughtful about this stuff. And one of the things I talk about on my channel all the time is that streamers just aren't careful. They just don't give a fuck, and they just do whatever they want. And they're going to have to start thinking a little bit more before they do their streams. Dark Binding, thank you as a member. Jessica said, for the record, I'd rather drown in the Titan sub than be locked in with Johnny Somali in the same room. Thanks, Jessica. Proxy says, how the people think free speech protects you from crime, I'll never know. I have no idea. And once again, I'm as pro free speech as you get, but free speech is not criminal activity. Blackguard for 20 says, well, Mr. Somali's alleged crimes get him up to 30 years. It's more likely he gets 5 at most because he's foreign to the country and American. No, because it's not that. I think he should get more than that because it'll be fine. Blackguard, the reason is because Korea doesn't give max sentences. It's very rare. So even if he could face up to, they're not going to give a max sentence on each. They don't do that for anybody. But once again, 5 years in prison is a long time, especially for a young person. Think about that. Johnny thinks he's going to be making content into 2029. If he's in jail, how's he going to do that? He ain't streaming. And he ain't going to be having, if he has 1 year in jail, he's not, his audience is gone. He's done. Asian Dragon says, John Dobb and Only in Japan did say in his stream, he had to ask the owner and everyone it's okay to stream and record, do positive content. But thanks to nuisance streamer, most people can deny. John offered. Yeah, exactly. This is very true. And you should ask the owner. What's wrong with you just asking the owner? I ask the owner when I'm in a cafe. I'm like, hey, I'm going to do a live stream in here. I'm just going to record myself. It's cool, right? And they're like, yeah, no problem. Right? Alagadai, as they say in Thailand. Alagadai. Right? So it's, or my penrai, either one, right? Either way, you can just ask, and most people are cool about it. And as long as you tell them what you're doing, you talk to them, it's cool. But filming people without their consent and then doing fucked up shit to them, that time is limited on that, and people are watching that. Rogue said Johnny Somali Effect is bringing X only signs out. Yeah, and that's fine. I'm okay with it. It's fine. It's legal here. Eric T said, everyone, YouTube is having issues with slow chat on all live streams. Oh, preventing some posts. You are not banned. It's not personal. Calm down. Yeah, exactly. Also, don't allow spamming in the chat. So if you're trying to spam, don't allow it, right? So that's just another thing. Don't be spamming. And once again, I read every super chat, but the chat moves too fast for me to read stuff in the chat. Sorry, guys. Kai Guy Nikki said the only gambling allowed are gotcha pulls. Oh, that's good. Also, quick shout out to everybody who made it over there on my locals. Appreciate all you guys. I'll do a stream for you guys very, very soon. And for $1, Repton said, bro, that's nothing. -5 Celsius. I got -41 C up in Canada. Bro, nobody is competing with Canada. Repton, nobody is competing with Canada. But appreciate everybody there. Osan, Shana the Red, JP, appreciate all you guys. Love y'all. Appreciate you over there. Shout out to local squad. All right. Oh, maybe Johnny can cabbage stream. Yeah. So we're going to have a stream on more of the Johnny stuff in the future. I've got a set out specific topic I'm going to talk about that could get Johnny in deep trouble. And we're going to talk about that in the future. I do have a VTubing topic as well that'll be coming, and I owe you guys a members-only stream as well. So those will be coming. I'll probably try to stream every other day. I'm on doing some vacation stuff the next couple days, but I'll try to be back as soon as possible. But you know what? Once again, I missed you guys. It's good to come back to the new year strong, come back and see everybody is still here hanging out, and I do appreciate all of you guys. Until next time, guys, take care, stay based, and I will catch you all later. We'll leave you with a little bit of the Long Long Cabbage.
My cabbages!
No, man.
Oh, これか。